Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello, and welcome to Triviality, the game, Jeff, where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge.
I was not expecting that much enthusiasm, but I appreciate it.
I'm trying to bring it today. Bring the enthusiasm.
Ken's got his Dolores energy today.
Act like I want to be here.
Yeah, right. You do want to act like you want to be here. I wonder why.
I'm a little put out to be here, to be honest.
Why is that, Ken?
We had a bit of a negative review, which is okay. We get a few of those.
We just appreciate the reviews.
We appreciate the reviews and constructive criticism. That's fine. But it was said that maybe we add to the doldrums of the whole trivia aspect a little bit.
We do not elevate the trivia.
We don't elevate the trivia, but we were kind of discussing what the very core of trivia was, determining how we might improve. And we said, well, trivia is trivial by nature and trivial by nurture, right?
Yeah, well, we got to figure it out.
Those are going to be the two team names today. But
I think so too.
But before we break into teams, we have a couple people to introduce. Very excited.
Yes, very excited to have these people here, Ken.
The first one is the Skin Doctor. I believe we've mentioned it before.
I think that's a trademarked term as well.
Doctor.
Yeah. The Skin Doctor. It's on his business cards.
That is the official. What would you call it? Title.
Official. Title. There's no PhD. It's just the Skin Doctor. MD, I guess.
So there is an MD involved in it.
All right.
Yeah.
And that voice you were hearing, the Skin Doctor, is Chris Scholes. Welcome to the show. You're a rules Guy Impersonator, and we appreciate that. And I believe you're from Boise, Idaho, right?
I am from Twin Falls, Idaho.
Twin Falls. Is that anywhere near Boise?
That is 120 miles southeast of Boise.
So not
It's
actually
actually
Twin Falls.
It's one
Idaho.
of two cities in Idaho.
The information I have on my sheet here is faulty.
Never heard of Pocatello or Coeur d'Alene or Sun Valley?
No.
Okay. Well, now you have.
Well, tell us a little bit more about yourself besides being a skin
I was
doctor.
saying, now that Ken has reduced you to just your profession.
Exactly. That's all. Well, if you look at my email, it's Skin Guy.
The Skin
So
Guy.
I'm leaning in. I'm leaning in as hard as I can.
The Skin Guy was already taken, but that was a different profession entirely, I'm pretty sure. Right?
I was going to say, I tried to look up his services once and got blocked on my work computer.
I believe that was the lead performer from the, you can bleep it, Puppetry of the Penis.
I don't have to bleep that.
Okay. So yeah, the Puppetry of the Penis.
It's not inherently dirty. Just don't look it up if you don't want to see some penis.
They had a Vegas, what's it called?
Review.
Vegas review.
Yeah.
Probably don't look it up.
It was that Tommy Lee thing, right? Is that what we're talking about?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But
Matt doesn't know towns in Idaho, and I don't know anything about Puppetry of the Penis. I'm not sure who comes out of this ahead.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it either, right, Chris? Right?
Yeah,
But,
wink, wink, nod, nod.
But thank you so much for joining us. You're bringing the game to us today as host. We need another player, though, and that is Marc Grenier. Is it Grenier or Grenier?
You can say it however you'd like. There's probably.
I'm gonna say it Grenier. If
That's
you,
totally fine.
Please.
I'll say it however you want us to say.
Right. And you are an Oakland 5 supporter from New Hampshire. How you doing today?
I am doing very well. Yeah, I live in Barrington, New Hampshire, about an hour north of Boston.
Not Boise, New Hampshire.
No, not Boise. I don't think there is a Boise, New Hampshire, to be honest. So
Where
yeah,
all the football fields are bright blue.
Yeah, that's only in Idaho.
The luscious potato fields of Boston.
But tell us a little bit about yourself, if you please.
So yeah, I'm a civil engineer here. I have a wife and 2 teenage daughters. We travel around New England for club volleyball tournaments and high school volleyball, and outdoor track and field is getting ready to get started. So yeah, looking forward to playing today and trying to answer some normal trivia. Been on the bench warmers and sports trivia face-off, so I'm pretty well versed in the sports trivia. But playing with Neal today, it's going to be my TikTok, YouTube, meme, things that I know nothing about. Crutch, hopefully. So
cool.
Look forward to the game.
Speaking of crutches, I'm going to be playing with Jeff here.
Wow.
And I think we're going to be trivia by nature, right?
Okay, so that means that we'll be trivial by nurture.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. And Mark is also a member of our footy club, Benchwarmers Footy Fanatics, and he just pledges allegiance to the Western Bulldogs.
Mistake.
That's
Tennis
right.
Swans to the end.
Yes, it's
Cradle to the grave.
AFL season again is upon us, so get ready to hear a whole bunch about it, even if you don't care, which is most of you.
Yeah, write us a review that even if you don't care, you love the show.
And before we play, we got to get some rules, and we have special rules from our host, Chris, and we'll roll those now.
How do you play Triviality? Listen up and I'll tell you. You start with 10 questions worth 10 points each. Then you've got a special swing round designed by the host. Then you've got another 10 questions worth 10 points each. At the end, there's a final round where teams can bet up to 30 points on each of 5 questions. You add up the points because you know what you're going for. The chance to be today's cream of the crop.
I am the cream!
Yeah, as a rules guy impersonator, you can do that too. Anybody who's a rules guy impersonator out there, send us some rules.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Ken would like some more cream of the crop drops.
Right.
So
any segment of that Macho Man that you want to do an impression of or switch it up a little bit, send them in.
That's anybody, right?
Just anybody.
Yeah.
Trivialitypodcast@gmail.com. Record them, send them over, and we'll throw them in the episodes.
Or even let us know and we can help you record them.
That's true. We can. We have a service for that. We come to your house with the Best Buy technicians with a TV. We install the TV.
The Geek Squad?
The Geek Squad.
Geek Squad.
But without further ado, let's jump on in, shall we?
Okay, question number 1. Would it all fit in Papa's suitcase? The 2 largest bank robberies in history, with around $1.2 billion, that's with a B, dollars stolen between the two, both happened in the same city. That city is not in the United States. One was in 2003, the other was in 2007. Which city? One of those robberies was actually perpetrated by the titular leader of the country.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Okay, so that seemed to help, Jeff. Go ahead and lock in if you think
I
you
just
know.
have a guess, yeah.
All right, we're locked in.
I was initially thinking London, but I don't think that the Queen would have perpetuated a robbery.
Well, no one would suspect her.
I know. That's
Yeah,
why
of course
when
not.
she's in the Italian job, it's so unexpected because she's the British queen.
Exactly. And then, I mean, I think banking, you think Switzerland.
Do you think it's like Colombia or somewhere in that region, possibly?
Yeah.
I don't,
We can
maybe
go
like
Colombia, that's fine. Yeah,
Colombia, or
Bogota
do you like?
something.
Well, yeah. I mean, do you want to go Colombia then? I guess.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, just a good.
It is
answer.
asking for a city.
Oh, a city. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
What's a city in Colombia, Mark?
Yeah,
You said it,
Bogota.
Bogota. Okay.
Bogota.
Yeah, we also guessed in South America. We said Caracas, Venezuela.
Okay, we've got Caracas, Venezuela, and Bogota, Colombia. I asked if it would all fit in Papa's suitcase, which would be Dad's bag. It is Baghdad. And Saddam Hussein was the beneficiary of one of those.
That would make sense.
I was wondering where that reference was going to come in, and there it was.
Okay, so off to a hot start. Question number 2, not so fast. On May 1st, 1991, Ricky Henderson broke Lou Brock's all-time career stolen base record, stealing his 939th base. On many broadcasts that night, however, that feat was not even the top baseball story. Who pitched a no-hitter on the same day, stealing Ricky Henderson's thunder?
Name a pitcher.
Cy Young.
I think we can lock in, Neil.
In 1991?
Okay, I
think
trust
we
you.
I have no idea.
I think we can lock in.
How are we gonna do this?
Randy
can't.
Johnson.
Fine.
Done.
All right, you locked in for us, Mark. My first thought, the easy thought, which I'm sure is wrong, was Nolan
Cy Young.
Ryan, but you locked us in.
That's
Yeah, it could be Nolan Ryan, but I think this is about the time that my thought was Jim Abbott because he only had one hand. So that's why I locked in with Jim Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
You should have listened to your partner. The reason that it was the top story on the news is that was no-hitter number 7. That was by 3 the all-time lead in no-hitters pitched. And Ricky Henderson got on a microphone and was dancing around yelling about how he was the best of all time, and interviewed Nolan Ryan and said, man, I was tired out there, but my catcher called a great game. Just incredibly humble. So it was kind of nice to see the humble guy get it. So I tried to hit somebody else's strike, so now I'm getting into my own. Question number 3 is, work follows me home. I hate that. So at work as a dermatologist, I saw a patient with multiple pruritic papules, and I considered diagnoses such as scabies or eczema. If I describe a lesion as pruritic, what characteristic does it have?
All right, I think we're going to lock in with a guess here. I don't think we're sufferers, but we'll take a guess.
Mark, what do you know about pruritic papules?
I think, thankfully, not much, but scabies, eczema. I don't know. What do you think?
My gut, just if Nolan Ryan's any indication, if my gut is working tonight, which it is often not, he said eczema and scabies, correct?
Yes.
Which I believe are both itchy things that you deal with, things that are itchy. Because people with eczema are always itching, and that's what they need the cream for and the medicine. And a papule is something I think is raised. I'm not sure, but maybe it's raised and it's itchy. So itchy is the only thing I can come up with.
Yep. I was thinking, raised, but I think that's the papule part as well. So I'm fine with locking in with itchy.
Okay.
Similarly, but we're going with redness. The redness.
Okay, with red. Well, dermatologists like to speak in weird language, and a papule is something that's raised from the skin. And if it's a pruritic papule, that means it's itchy.
Wow.
Nice call.
All right, Neil, I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the show, and Neil, you can just answer for us. That'd be great.
It's gonna run out, trust me. I just know a little bit about the skin. I'm not the skin doctor level, but I'm sort of like a
skin apprentice.
That's coming up this fall on Fox.
What's the
Skin Apprentice?
Chris on Pornhub. Different shows, though.
Very different.
Chris, what's the sort of the Apprentice carryover of your fire? Would it be like you're popped, or what would it be?
You're excised.
You're excised.
You're excited. Let me get back to you on that one.
Please don't actually. We'll leave it there.
I referred you to someone I don't like very much. So, okay, it's itchy. Question number 4. All but one. The most widely ratified human rights treaty in history is the United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child. As of 2014, only 3 countries had not ratified this treaty. 2 of those countries ratified the treaty in 2015. What is the only United Nations member country which is a signatory to that treaty that has not ratified the treaty?
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and lock in here.
I would think that it's a place that has very poorly enforced child labor laws.
Right.
So I'm thinking Southeast Asia, China, perhaps.
China. Yeah. What about North Korea? But they're not part of the UN, are they?
I don't think they're a part of the UN. So I don't know. I think my gut would be a China, but I don't know if you have what your gut is saying, because your gut has been better than mine so far.
My gut is allergic to geography. So, let's go with your gut on this one.
It's a lot of gut talk.
Just thinking outside the box. Don't know if it's
we're not
right.
exactly sure what the contents of this
We
is.
haven't been doing very good. So my first guess, we just said, nah, that seems too obvious. So we're going to go with the U.S.
Oh.
I think it's one of those outlier situations, perhaps.
Okay, so we've got 1 China and 1 United States. The last 3 presidents have promised to bring this up for ratification in the United States, but none has done it. It is the United States.
Wow.
Good thinking on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I hire any 10-year-old to work in my coffee shop.
The kind of the thought is that it would let a foreign entity interfere with how things do in the United States, and supposedly we do have all those precautions in place.
It'll make things better or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
So anyway, good job. Number 5, investigating vocabulary. In traditional detective fiction, the plot generally centers around who committed a particular crime. This is the classic whodunit. A different spin on this idea is when the reader or audience is allowed to see the commission of the crime, then watch as the detective works to solve the case. What term is used for that style of mystery? And that term follows the pattern of the word whodunit.
Like, how's he solve it?
I'm fine with a how's he solve it.
We'll do a how's he solve it.
How does he solve it? See? So I love detective novels, Mark. I read like one a week. I've never heard this term before. First, I was thinking puzzle box mystery, but I don't think it doesn't follow the pattern of whodunit. And I've read novels just like this, but I just didn't know there's a term. So initially, I'm thinking if it's in the same pattern, maybe it's a howdunit because you're trying to figure out how it was done, not who did it. But I'm not sure what you're thinking on this one.
I'm notoriously bad at literature. It's probably the worst thing I'm the worst at. So I was trying to think of something along those same lines, like a he did it or, but whatever. I think what you had there sounds good to me.
Okay, we will reluctantly lock in howdunit.
And we'll say, how'd they solve it? Yeah, that's what we're
How'd
going
they do
with.
that? Well, the classic in this actually isn't a book. It's a TV series. This is Columbo.
Oh.
This is where everybody's in on what happened, and then how does he figure out everything? And that's actually termed a how catch 'em.
Ah.
Mm.
Do you have one more thing to tell us?
Just one more thing.
That's Ash's cousin in Pokemon,
Yeah,
right?
we all thought it.
Howie. We love how we catch him.
Well, after 5 questions in the battle of nature versus nurture, it looks like it's all tied up 10-10. So we don't know yet, but we will solve this a howdunum by the end of this game.
I don't know what a barn burner is, but I think this is not that.
No.
Here's a
Whoa,
question.
That's just the
Nelly.
opposite.
Here's a question for the host, a quick one. Do you know who directed the first episode of Columbo, setting it on its path to success?
McG.
Not McG.
I don't.
That'd be a young Steven Spielberg.
I was going to guess. It had to be a
Did he
Spielberg.
really?
Yeah.
Peter Falk is just one of the all-timers, for sure.
Since Neil was lauding the fact that they set it on the right course, I was like, oh, it's Spielberg. There's no doubt in my mind. He's just doing this to flex.
That's insider trading, though. You had that one already said.
Is it insider trading if everybody knows Neil's affinity?
Mm-hmm.
Question number 6. The original celebrated mints. What 2-word descriptor is prominently featured on Altoids tins?
Freaky Fresh. Not that.
It's Jimmy John's.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and lock in. I think I remember some sort of ad campaign with this.
I can see the container, Mark. I'm not sure what's on it.
Yep.
Do you have any idea?
Yep. Nope. I don't. I can also see the little metal container with the flip top.
It's nothing like Alpine Fresh. I think that might be like the other
Pine
one.
Sol.
Pine, yeah, maybe that is Pine Sol.
It's also
Don't
not
drink-
something you should put in your mouth. Yeah, or like always fresh or something.
I like Always Fresh. I mean, that's simple, but I mean, they always are fresh. So,
It's true. All right. I'll lock in with that.
all right.
All right, yeah, I think I remember something with this in a ad campaign. I'm not a frequent buyer of Altoids, but I came up with Curiously Strong.
Altoids are the original celebrated Curiously Strong mints. So good job. Points to one team.
Now
As soon
I'm
as you
worried.
said that, I was like, yep. That's what it is.
I like it's not, I'm calling it Ice Mountain right now, but that's incorrect because that's the water. But the ones that, Icebreakers, yeah, with the little circle and they shake.
The
chewy
flavor
inside for
cooling
no
crystals
reason.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Cooling crystals. That's what I want. I wanted the Listerine patches that reminded you of another thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like that the Beatles took. Listerine patches.
Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah.
For a little while, they actually had Altoids Curiously Strong ginger candies,
Ken.
which were very good.
I said Ken's name because he likes ginger. That's why.
I do like ginger.
Yeah.
There you go. He's not a Marianne type of
And
guy.
gingers.
That's on your Tinder profile for gingers. Curiously Strong.
I like Curiously Strong gingers. That kind of limits things, I think.
Oh boy, all that's getting cut.
Okay. When Neil asked me to write a game, he mentioned that a possible guest was a professional poker player. So I had to put one poker question in here. So this is my carefully targeted poker question. 2 poker legends have won the World Series of Poker main event 3 times. One man won in 1970, 71, and 74. He was part of the inaugural class inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame. The other won in 1980, 1981, and 1997. There was a movie made about his life in 2003 titled High Roller. Okay? Name either. And for bonus points, there are 2 other men who won back-to-back main event titles, but didn't ever win a third. 2 bonus points if you can name either of those.
I have a guess for the bonus, but I don't know who the.
Okay. We're locked in with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Do you know this one, Mark?
I think so. The name for the guy who had the movie made about him is Stewie. I think it's Ullman is his last name. The guys who won it back to back but didn't win a third. I am pretty sure that Johnny Chan is one of them.
Oh yeah,
and the guy from Rounders that Mike McD is playing against in Vegas.
Phil.
Maybe,
is it?
Maybe
Phil
it's Atlantic
or...
City. There's Phil Hellmuth. Phil Hellmuth as well. I don't.
Yeah.
He might. Did he give the years for the back-to-back ones, or no?
Nope.
I did not. No,
No,
I gave
okay.
the years for the 3-timers.
Yes.
So Allman is your
Allman
regular answer, right?
Is the regular answer, and I think Johnny Chan and yeah, we'll go with Phil Hellmuth for the bonus.
And we're sticking with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you had a guess for the...
Yeah, we'll say Negreanu,
Okay.
although I don't know if he did.
Okay. The 2 that won it 3 times, initially winning the first 2 is Johnny Moss, who's sort of arguably the best poker player in history. And I'm going to give you credit. His name is Stewie Unger, not Ullman.
Unger, yep.
That's close enough. I will give you that. And then the 2 who won it back to back but didn't get a third were Doyle Brunson and Johnny Chan.
Oh.
So you get the 10 points plus the 2 bonus points. Okay. Question number 8. Let's talk small. For those places not yet metropolitan, what term is used to refer to an urban area with a population of at least 10,000 but less than 50,000?
A municipality is probably too small. It's probably just another name for a certain type of town, right?
I would think that a municipality is the general term for a town. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another term.
Should we just make up a word, or do you want to just go Neapolitan?
Yeah, Neapolitan sounds good. It's as good as anything. Anything.
All right. Well, we live in places that are usually labeled towns and villages, right? Like the village of LaGrange, the village of Brookfield. And I think we fall into that range, right?
Yeah.
Would you want to go town or village? Town? Because I think it's like the town of Western Springs, right? And that's a little bigger.
I don't know. Whatever. Flip the coin.
We'll go with village.
Okay, we've got village and Neapolitan. The hint that you guys didn't take is that it follows the same word pattern as metropolitan. And if it's smaller than metropolitan, it might be
Minipolitan?
micropolitan.
Oh.
So Neapolitan was good. You get
No, it
one
wasn't.
fake point. One fake point good for
one
a high
ice cream
five,
scoop.
but that was it.
Would New York City be Neapolitan?
One ice cream scoop,
should
but
be.
only strawberry.
What's the point? So, okay. Question number 9. At the beginning, what television show's theme, which is also a popular single, includes the lyrics, "The oceans and Pangea, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya"?
Oh, that makes perfect sense, actually.
All right, we're gonna lock in.
Neil, do you have any idea?
Not really. I mean, I don't think it's in the Big Bang Theory theme song. I don't think that was a single. I mean, that was the one I was thinking of initially, because it sounds like something a bare naked lady would sing.
Specifically, Ed Robertson.
Just one of them.
This one bare naked lady.
Oceans in Pangea. See, just trying to think of shows that had theme songs that were popular. I mean, recently I can't really. I mean, Friends, but that's
Yeah, I
not in
think that
there.
Comes
It's
after
not
the
Friends,
clapping,
yeah, it's-
right?
Yeah. And in the beginning,
I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall on Pangea.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
The beginning, I'm not too sure of as a hint either.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably some sort of comedy, but I just don't know.
We're gonna go with the Dick Van Dyke Show.
That sounds great.
Great theme song to that one.
There you go.
We are going with Big Bang Theory. It's Bare Naked Lady song, and it does sound like something a Bare Naked Lady would sing. So,
Yeah. Well, what comes at the beginning? The oceans and Pangea, see, you wouldn't want to be a set in motion by the same Big Bang.
Bang.
I should have.
Exactly a Bare Naked Lady song.
You said the answer and then spent 6 minutes talking yourself out of it.
I should have gone with my gut, Mark.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Have we learned
Yes.
nothing, Neil?
Yes.
You know, we're I don't know if we're going forward or backward, because the last time I hosted, it was all about Matt's Reservoir of Genius. And now we get Neil's gut.
That's true.
We're working our way up the digestive system.
So Ken's stomach, you're up for the next time.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Shout out for the Bare Naked Ladies. Question number 10. The times they are a-changing. There are 6 states in the United States that were majority-minority in July 2019. That means these states had a non-Hispanic white population of less than 50%, according to census data. Hawaii has never had a white majority. So that leaves 5 other states. For 2 points each, name the other 5.
all right. I think we're
We'll
locked
just
in.
guess
Yeah.
those.
Texas, Arizona, which have, higher Latino population.
I was thinking number one
So,
would be
yeah, what are-
California.
You think? Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
just because of the proximity to the border. Same with Texas. I thought too, but I mean that's a big state. But I wrote down California, Texas, Georgia, Alaska. But I did like you threw some good ones out too.
So, okay, California, Texas, Georgia. I don't know if Arizona.
I like that one.
Haven't been to Arizona in a long time. I'm not totally sure about the demographics there. And then, so how many is that? 4?
4. Yeah,
Yep.
we could go New Mexico too.
Yep.
That would be 5. I mean, California,
Yeah.
Texas, Georgia. I liked Arizona that you brought up. And then, do you want to go New Mexico?
I was thinking New Mexico and Mississippi.
And we locked in with Arizona, California, Florida, New Mexico, and Texas.
Okay. Your list of 5 is California, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, and Maryland.
Oh, wow.
So by my count, each of you got 3 right, so 6 points to each team.
Very good.
All right, after the first round in the battle of nature versus nurture, Jeff and Ken, Team Nature, coming up in the lead, 36 points. Obviously, the genetic material is superior here. Nurture falling behind with Marc and Neal, only 28 points, but there's a swing round and a second round, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. For your swing round, we're going to do last lines. So name the book, TV series, movie, poem, or other cultural touchstone to end with the following lines. I'll give you the line and the category that it comes from. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, number 1, from television. Sorry, we're closed. Number 2, from the movie. It was Beauty Killed the Beast. Number 3, literature. Well, I'm back. Number 4, poetry. And the Mome Raths outgrabe. Number 5, television. There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point? Number 6, movie. The stuff that dreams are made of. Number 7, music. Any way the wind blows. Number 8 is movie or book. After all, tomorrow is another day. Number 9, from literature, the creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again. But already it was impossible to say which was which. Number 10, poetry, in her tomb by the sounding sea. And number 11, for a potential bonus 5 points. And all I'm going to give you is let's go exploring.
All right, we'll think about these and we'll be right back. And we are back with our answers. Let's get the quotes one more time and see if we can suss these out.
Okay. Number 1 is from television. Sorry, we're closed.
Well, we didn't know for sure, but if it's focused around an establishment, the most popular choice would be Cheers.
Yeah, we also were pretty sure on this one and said Cheers.
And the answer is Cheers. And the cool tidbit is when Sam is closing the bar, he adjusts a picture, and it's the picture of the actor that played Coach. And you just see a silhouette at the door knocking, and Sam says, sorry, we're closed. And that's the end of the series. Number 2, from the movie, it was Beauty Killed the Beast.
Yeah, this one took me a little too long, but we figured out it was King Kong.
Yeah, often misquoted. We said King Kong.
It is King Kong. Number 3, from literature. Well, I'm back.
Yep, I should know this because it's also in a movie, but we went with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we weren't too sure on this one, but there's a guy who traveled around and presumably came back, so we said Gulliver's Travels.
And it's the full quote is something like, Sam went in and gathered little Rose on his lap and looked at his wife and said, well, I'm back. It's The Return of the King or The Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Okay. And poetry. And the Mome Raths outgrabe.
Luckily, me and Jeff read this nonsense in 9th grade English.
The same English class.
Yeah.
As we gyred and gimbled in the Wabe.
Yep, the Jabberwocky.
Mark and I were not in the same English class, sending love notes back and forth, so we just knew it was an epic poem, possibly, so we said Beowulf.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son. It's Jabberwocky.
I always thought Ken had the shapeliest back of head.
It was adorned with hair at the time.
It was. Very, very luscious hair, if I might add.
Thank you.
Okay, number 5 is from television. There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point?
Matt, I hope you got this one.
I thought maybe this was Scrubs. Jeff corrected me and said...
The Office.
Yeah,
Pretty
we
sure
also
Pam-
orifice.
Pretty sure Pam is the one talking about the old orifice here.
This is another one that Neil and I were not sure of. We said MASH.
Nope, it is The Office. Number 6, from a movie, The Stuff That Dreams Are Made Of.
Yeah, this one was a little frustrating. I almost feel like it's very old and like old Hollywood and maybe even about Hollywood. But we couldn't think of it, and we ended up going with Field of Dreams.
This one's one of my favorite film noirs. I'm pretty sure it's Sidney Greenstreet says it at the end. We said Maltese Falcon.
Yep.
It is The Maltese Falcon. Number 7, from music, Any Way the Wind Blows.
Bohemian Rhapsody, of course.
Yep, we also said Bohemian Rhapsody.
One of the all-time greats. Number 8, from the movie or book, After All, Tomorrow is Another Day.
We went with Gone with the Wind.
After some discussion, we also landed on Gone with the Wind.
And the answer is Gone with the Wind. And in literature, the creatures outside looked from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again. But already it was impossible to say which was which.
And then back at Man, Bear, Pig. We weren't too sure on this one, but with all the pig mentions, we went with Animal Farm.
Yeah, likewise, we weren't too sure either, but with all the pig mentions, we said Animal Farm as well.
Apparently the trick is if there are a lot of pig mentions, the answer must be Animal Farm.
Yay!
Number 10 is poetry, In Her Tomb by the Sounding Sea.
We said this was Poe, Annabelle Lee.
Ah, okay. Ken was trying to make our smell. What's the phrase?
Snouts?
No, the
Pig talk again.
push us off our scent is what I was trying to go for.
No, I didn't. I said
You're like Poe didn't write about
No.
females.
dead
He's
dead
being
women.
sarcastic.
He was, it was very much sarcasm.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we didn't know which Poe it was. We just picked one. We said A Telltale Heart.
It starts out, I was a child and she was a child. It's Annabelle Lee. And number 11, the bonus is Let's Go Exploring.
We said Dora the Explorer
Although
because we had
something
to.
tells me from this list that we're maybe a little amiss.
Yeah, we had no idea either, really. So our answer was also Dora the Explorer.
Well, the full quote would be, I believe, "It's a big world, old buddy. Let's go exploring." And that's the final panel of Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Definitely not of Mice and Men, that's for sure.
No, not of Mice and Men.
All right. After the swing round, the scores have been swinged. Ken and Jeff taking a very big lead with 81 points. Marc and Neal and Team Nurture having some comeback, hopefully, in the second round. They only have 58 points, but let's go to the second round.
Okay. I'm feeling a little better about not writing an impossible game here. So, question number 1 is not just a sideman. Which artist leads the Grammy nominations for 2022 this year with 11? This is 3 more than Justin Bieber and Her. This includes nominations for Record of the Year, Album of the Year for the album We Are, and Score Soundtrack for Visual Media. And a quick hint on this one is this artist is better known as a TV personality than recording artist.
I'm okay with that. That is not a terrible answer.
All right, we are locked in.
Do you have any ideas on this one?
I do not. I have my OQL trivia teammate Nick Salyers. When there's pop music questions that are read during our games, I just start to tune out because Nick is all about the pop music and everything. So yeah, I'm thinking.
Neal only knows dirty pop.
I'm thinking it's somebody who is on a Bieber track or a track with Her, which I should know because I have teenage daughters, and that's the music that gets played in the car when Taylor Swift isn't on.
Okay, we talked about it. We don't feel very confident, but we think this maybe is Anderson .Paak.
And who is that?
And he's on the Silk Sonic album with Bruno Mars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We think this is a TV personality, maybe somebody on a late night show, and maybe Jimmy Fallon's buddy, Questlove, who also directed a documentary this year.
You're on the right track. I think it's John Bastian of Stephen Colbert.
Oh, yeah, because he did the
John
music
Baptiste?
for the Soul.
Yeah, John
Soul.
Baptiste.
For Soul.
John Baptiste.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
The score soundtrack for visual media is for the soundtrack to the movie Soul, and it is John Baptiste.
And
I was
Stay
thinking
Human.
Summer of.
Yeah, it's Stephen Colbert's musical director, and if you haven't listened to the album We Are, you should. It is absolutely fantastic.
That makes sense. He's a genius. He went to Juilliard. He's like incredibly talented.
Question number 2 is medical mission accomplished. In 1896, an order of nuns known as the Daughters of Charity began a mission to care for patients with leprosy in the United States. Within 5 years, in what year were they able to happily abandon that mission? In other news that year, a pope died, a dictator was put on trial, and a major U.S. ally elected its first female head of state.
We elected an answer, and I'm cool with it. I have no idea, to be honest, so we're good.
I think Margaret Thatcher was elected in, 79, Neal?
I was thinking that time period. I'm not sure when she was elected. Dictator. I can't remember the last time a dictator was put on trial.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, if you think it's 79, that makes sense for Thatcher. Falcon, that was 80.
Yeah, it was early 80s. I feel like I saw something recently where Thatcher was elected in late 70s, 78, 79. So, yeah, that's my thoughts would be 1979, unless your gut has been better than me tonight. So I don't know if you have any thoughts.
No, let's go 79. I can't come up with anything better, and it sounds like the right time period.
We guessed very close. We said 1980.
Okay, you're off by about 2 popes. The pope that died was John Paul II. The dictator that was put on trial was Saddam Hussein, and Angela Merkel was elected in Germany in 2005.
Wow.
So much later than you'd expect us to get rid of leprosy, essentially, in the U.S. Okay, question number 3. Certainly not the last. Warren Robinett was the creator of the Atari game Adventure. What feature did he include so that we remember his name?
We can lock in.
Would that just be like an Easter egg?
Could be.
Like the first Easter egg, I believe, right?
Sure.
Yeah, this is a big plot point in Ready Player One. Talks about Robinette creating the first Easter egg. That's what we said.
And being the oldest out of the group, I remember finding that little dot and bringing his name up. Warren Robinett made the first Easter egg.
Yeah, I remember the thing.
There's one thing. Okay, question number 4. Not a Christmas song. One stat that's measured in the Billboard Hot 100 is how far a song may drop to fall out of the list. A single artist holds the record for the 2 longest drops to fall out of the top 100, from number 4 to off the list and number 8 to off the list. Who is it? The hint is in both cases this was a reappearance of the song on the list after a long absence. The part that's not a hint is Christmas or holiday music is excluded from their calculations on this. So All I Want for Christmas Is You is not it. And there is a large hint if you guys want.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The large hint is in both cases, this happened in 2016 after the death of the performer.
All right, and we are going to go ahead and lock in here.
2016. I'm just trying to think of artists that died around that time. Or no, 2017. This will help. You're a sports person. When did the Eagles win the Super Bowl with Nick Foles? 2017?
That's hurt. It's hurtful, first of all, as a Patriots fan, for you to be asking me that question. So that was, what year is this? 2020. I just have to do this stuff. Yeah.
I know.
Listen, you youngsters. Back in my day, the Patriots were thought of as like what you think of the Cleveland Browns today. That's what the Patriots were.
Well, you've only had 15 good years.
Yeah, I would say some time to turn that around.
22.
Don't ask him.
22. Come on. I think 17 was the year of the Eagles Super Bowl.
Okay, so if that was the year of the Eagles Super Bowl, that would have been the first year, or the Super Bowl that was at Minnesota Stadium, the new one.
What are you guys getting to?
Which Justin Timberlake was the headliner for and was a tribute to Prince.
He was
who
trying to
died
get to Prince.
Who
and
died
this
in
whole
2016.
thing was to
yeah.
get to Prince.
And I was thinking Prince as well. Prince died in 2016. I think you're right.
I just
That entire diatribe is what it's like when doves cry.
Yes.
And everyone in the studio.
well, I needed to talk to my teammate because I didn't know if that was the year that was the Super Bowl.
Okay, we got that.
Yes.
So yeah, okay. So if that is true, then yes. Well, I think Prince died in 2016, and he's the only guess I'm coming up with. So let's go with Prince.
I don't remember Prince being that early. I remember David Bowie passing away, and I think that was a few years prior to Prince. So we said David Bowie.
The real tragedy of this is that it's purely an audio medium, so there's no way to put Matt's facial expression as Neal went through all this to land on the correct answer. It was Prince.
Of course.
Yeah, everyone listening is gonna feel my pain. You guys just busting my balls over here trying to answer a question.
Good deal. Question number 5. The hint is it's not the new Rangers Stadium. What is the third oldest stadium in Major League Baseball? I should say third oldest still in use.
So it's not Wrigley and Fenway. Those are 1 and 2, right?
I'm pretty sure it's Dodger Stadium.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's got to be.
I'm trying to. The other old ones are like Philadelphia's got a new stadium, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. All these places have new stadiums. I'm almost positive it's Dodger Stadium.
At any rate, we just guessed Wrigley.
Yeah, Wrigley is the second oldest. Fenway is the oldest. And 1962 actually is Dodger Stadium.
Dang.
And opening some months after Dodger Stadium was Angels Stadium, which would be the 4th. So Dodger Stadium is the right answer.
Well, it seems Nurture is nurturing their score to what, Matt?
Yeah, it's up to 88 points, trailing just by 3 to Ken and Jeff's Nature of 91.
We're not getting nurtured by our studio mates here, though, Mark.
You can feel the love, Neal. Feel the love.
It's tough love, and it's bringing you back. It's proving the point.
You know what? You made it there. It was a long and winding road, but you made it.
As Sheryl Crow said. Every day is a winding road.
With Neil Fisher.
So question number 6, no stunt doubles needed. The use of a real-time computer graphics engine to create a cinematic production is known as what? Examples using this technique include Red versus Blue and A Law-Abiding Engineer.
So I know what you're talking about, but I don't necessarily know the term for this. Do you?
I
No.
do not know.
We'll say OVA, which is usually an original video animation, but that's what we're going to go with.
Do you have any idea in this one, Mark? I mean, I have a guess that's, I think, wrong, but...
I feel like you're a film guy. I don't. I mean, I think it's some sort of animation, like they said. But in terms of techniques, that's not something I'm familiar with.
We're just going to say, it might be too simple an answer. We're just going to say motion capture.
Yeah, this is like when you're playing a game and recording the screen, and so what you're actually playing is what's being recorded. But what is the official answer?
The official answer is machinima.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I've heard
Yeah,
that
Red-
once or twice.
Yeah, Red versus Blue is probably sort of the classic example using the Halo engine.
Now that is not the same as the medical procedure that you recently had, Neil. That was a machine enema, right?
Machinima?
That is correct.
You know, a minute ago, Neil's gut was good. Apparently now he needs medical attention.
Neil always needs medical attention.
It's true.
Okay, question number 7 is the joys of childhood. What toy, which was part of the inaugural 1998 class inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame, was first produced in 1913, marketed with the phrase, the quote-unquote structural steel and electromechanical builder?
Oh, yeah.
That's my guess.
All right, we are locked in.
It's an older... It came in a box. It was...
Erector set was what I was thinking.
Erector set?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Erector set. Yeah, I was thinking Connects initially, but it's too new.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what Neil is sometimes a film director of. We said the erector set.
You're not allowed to see those movies.
I thought the erector set is what you buy on the other side of the counter at the gas station.
You have to
I thought that
order
was the
from
name of-
Hims.
It's the name of Matt's porn film.
Yay.
So, anyway, the answer is erector set.
Yay. After all that.
Number 8. This
Glad
is a
we weren't
before and
wrong.
after. Okay, so number 8 is a before and after. Stan Getz gave up the saxophone to play this nominally European U-shaped sausage and greatly increased the popularity of a Brazilian musical style derived from the samba.
I think we can lock in.
Yeah, the only thing that's coming to my head, which I know is incorrect, is there's a jazz drumming style derived from Afro-Cuban. One of my favorite drummers did, but I doubt that's it. He was saying saxophonist. So,
So Brazilian music styles, isn't there rumba or I don't know what else? Flamenco.
Flamenco, samba, rumbo. No, wait, now I'm
A
getting
Roomba.
confused. Sorry, I just
There's a
used the Roomba
Room-
earlier. That's why it's in my head.
Rumba. Yeah, there's something like that too. Brazil. I know flamenco is Brazilian.
Well, let's go flamenco. It's
But
not
it's
an
before and
instrument.
after, right? Like, but isn't it? It's a before and after, right? So, like, the first part of it is the instrument, and then the second part would be the musical style, right? So something.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
flamenco,
Okay.
You know, like flim flam flamenco or something, flim flamenco. But
Oh yeah, maybe flim flamenco.
I don't know. Is that is a flim flam something that's it could be? I guess.
I don't think it's a sausage.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I've never
either.
eaten a flim flam.
Okay, so we're kind of at a loss here, but we think flamenco is part of it, so we're just going to say it's the flamenco.
Flim flam.
Flim flam.
I happen to love Stan Getz. And if you had listened to our Cowboy Bebop bonus episode, I mentioned the other father of this particular genre, Carlos Antonio Jobim. I believe this is Bossa Nova.
So Kiel Bossa Nova.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, the U-shaped sausage is a Polska kielbasa, so it's Polska kielbasa nova.
That's a very impressive get, you guys.
It's an impression
Figured.
of Getz.
I retract my statement.
If I can work the girl from Ipanema in there somehow, we're good.
Yeah, I don't actually know the words to that. I know the rhythm, but
Number 9 is great speeches. What 3 nouns finish this speech given in 1962 by Douglas MacArthur? I was actually at the Academy. The long gray line has never failed us. Were you to do so, a million ghosts in olive drab, in brown khaki, in blue and gray would rise from their white crosses, thundering those magic words.
Boats. I have no idea. So
I can't think of statements that make sense that are 3 nouns.
yeah. So we're gonna say boats.
Right. I mean, I'm thinking this has to do. You said the academy, but I think it's West Point. MacArthur was in the army, so I don't know what the only thing I can think of is like what's West Point's like motto, or the Army's motto that has 3 nouns. The first thing is yeah, I don't think boats. They don't have boats in the Army. I don't think. Like the Marines, they have Semper Fi, and my dad's a Latin teacher, but I speak no Latin. But I was like Sic Semper Tyrannis. Like, is that? I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, it's not the
Sounds
few,
like a
the
motto.
proud.
Yeah, that's the Marines.
I was just thinking like thundering those magic words. Initially, I was thinking like charge, cry, something like cry war or something, but they're all all verbs. So.
Yeah, they're not nouns.
Charge could be a noun as well.
I suppose, yeah.
Can it?
Yeah. A charge.
You put a charge in your rifle.
I stand correct.
And I was thinking like
But still
duty, honor, but those aren't nouns. I don't
Duty,
think,
honor.
So.
Duty
honor,
and honor are
country.
both nouns.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Duty, honor, country.
Let's do that.
There you go.
All right.
I don't recommend that you duty honor country though.
I guess in a
And
weird...
we said boats.
You said boats. Well, the clue is that it was given at the Academy, and the motto of the Academy, it would be thundering those magic words, duty, honor, country.
Wow.
Whoa.
So nicely done.
Teamwork.
That was a reservoir answer, and you know it.
That's why this is my last episode of Triviality. It's been a good run.
What was that door slamming that we just heard?
Yeah. It's like, sorry, we're closed.
Next words out of Neal's mouth should be, well, I'm back. So, question number 10 is the next big thing. The first issue of ESPN the magazine, which was released in 1998, featured a cover titled Next. On this cover were 4 athletes projected to star in their sport, one from each of the big 4 sports. Name 2. 2 bonus points for naming the others.
So I think for our answers, we're going to lock in with Peyton Manning and Kobe Bryant. And then for the bonus points, Alex Rodriguez for baseball. And we'll go with Neal's Martin Brodeur for hockey.
Marty.
As much as I'd love to say for football, like, Ryan Leaf or Tim Couch, we did go with Peyton Manning. And then we went with Jaromir Jagr as our other ones. And then for our guesses, we just went Frank Thomas. And is that Steve Nash?
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Okay.
Matt.
Well, we do get to give out some points here. The 4 are Kobe Bryant, Alex Rodriguez, Eric Lindros, and the football one I think was nigh impossible. It's Cordell Stewart.
Oh, wow.
Really? Slash.
Yeah.
So no points for us though.
So after a lengthy deliberation, we have decided to award Team Marc and Neal 2 points for naming Alex Rodriguez as one of their bonuses, bringing their total to 110.
I believe that's Team Nurture.
Team Nurture. We have nurtured their score up 2 more points.
And nature?
Nature going into the final. So we have a 1-point game, unprecedented, and it never happened before, which is the same thing. It's 110 to 1.
I believe those are synonyms, yes.
Yeah, we're great at this. It's 110 to 111. Team Nature with a very, very slim 1-point lead going into the final. Before we get to that final, you thought we would skip it today, but no, you have to hear about Patreon. Jeff.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Neal's book again. Thank God. All right. So if you want to support the show financially, you can do so directly at patreon.com/Triviality Podcast, where we have bonus episodes and many, many other great perks for you in exchange for your support. And we couldn't be more grateful for our patrons. We have 2 joining us on today's episode, and the show really wouldn't be possible without you all. So from the bottom of our hearts, thanks.
We appreciate it very much. Now, let's get on to that final round. What are our categories today?
So happy to support you guys. The final round, the categories are sports and leisure, entertainment, history, geography, and science.
All right, all the wagers are locked in, and all the points will be on the board. So let's get those
Except for one.
Oh, yes. There are, well, spoilers. Spoilers.
Guaranteed not to get shut out.
So we will see how this goes. Let's get those final questions.
Okay, in sports and leisure, the category is they were there at the start. In what now defunct league could you find the Anaheim Amigos, the Minnesota Muskies, and the Dallas Chaparrals? The question in entertainment is Escape the Pedestrian. Which Cosmo Sheldrake song, which gained fame as part of an Apple ad campaign, was described by Rolling Stone as, quote, a strange song, a little like if Alt J recruited a marching band and wrote their lyrics right after reading Alice in Wonderland or Winnie the Pooh. The hint is this was recently covered by the a cappella group Pentatonics. In history, look to the sky. Which group of pilots in World War II were known as the Red-Tailed Angels? In geography, road trip. What U.S. state capital, according to Google Maps, is a drive of 849 miles from St. Louis, 794 miles from Dallas, and 748 miles from Las Vegas? And in science, this is life lessons. Although it applies to much of life, the GIGO law is most often associated with computer science. What does GIGO, G-I-G-O, stand for?
All right, we'll think about these. We'll be right back. And we are back with our answers. Let's have the questions one more time and see how we did. I'm a little nervous. Jeff, what do you think?
We'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Okay, in
Matt
sports
is rooting for a 1-0 game.
There we go. That would be unique, unprecedented, and it's never happened before.
Correct.
Scoregami.
In sports and leisure, they were there at the start. In what now defunct league could you find the Anaheim Amigos, the Minnesota Muskies, and the Dallas Chaparrals?
No clue, and we didn't wager on it, so we said slam ball.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah, the only name that sounded familiar to me was the Dallas Chaparrals, and I think they were part of the North American Soccer League in the 70s. That's what we said, the NASL, for 30 points.
They're actually from the ABA, the American Basketball Association, that then folded into the NBA. They're teams that didn't make the transition.
Okay, good start for us by staying.
In entertainment, Escape the Pedestrian. Which Cosmo Sheldrake song, which gained fame as part of an Apple ad campaign, was described by Rolling Stone as a strange song, a little like if Alt J recruited a marching band and wrote their lyrics right after reading Alice in Wonderland or Winnie the Pooh? The hint is this was recently covered by the a cappella group Pentatonics.
We are looking for a song title here.
Yes, sir.
All right, we have no idea. We've never heard of any of these things, and we said down the rabbit hole.
Mark, you said you chose me probably poorly today, unfortunately, but you chose me for TikTok knowledge, which I didn't think I was going to be able to help out with. But I think I've seen the TikTok with Pentatonics singing this, and we just said, come along.
Well, another way to say is escape the pedestrian would be run away from the humdrum. The song is Come Along.
Wow.
So we lost 25 there.
In history, look to the sky. Which group of pilots in World War II were known as the Red-Tailed Angels?
What did we bet here? 25 again?
Mm-hmm.
And we said the Tuskegee Airmen.
Neal knew that the Red Tails were from a movie, and I knew that they were the Tuskegee Airmen for 20 points.
Yep.
It is the Tuskegee Airmen. In geography, road trip. What U.S. capital is a drive of 849 miles from St. Louis, 794 miles from Dallas, and 748 miles from Las Vegas?
All right, this is the one we went big on for 30.
And my best guess would be Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, I thought Denver was a little bit close to St. Louis, but I could be wrong. We thought perhaps there was some game theory was the Idaho host. So we said Boise.
For 30 points.
For 30 points,
Yeah.
yep.
You gotta take a look at how big those western states are. Denver is a long way from St. Louis. It is Denver, Colorado. But Boise's a nice place. You guys should visit.
How would you know?
I've been there once, twice, 100,000 times, something like that.
Yeah.
And in science, life lessons. Although it applies to much of life, the GIGO law is most often associated with computer science. What does GIGO, G-I-G-O, stand for?
And we bet 30 on this one as well. And Jeff said,
Yep, this also describes my diet, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah,
Insert Matt's porn video joke here, yeah.
Ironically, we bet 0 points on the one that we felt the best about, garbage in, garbage out, for 0 points.
That is correct. You win 0 points because it is garbage in, garbage out.
All right. After tabulating those scores, we did have a very good game today in nature versus nurture, but it looks like nature wins out. Nurture coming up with 100 points, but today's cream of the crop is Jeff and Ken with 171 to 100.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Doctor?
Doctor?
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the skin doctor.
As am I. Chris, well hosted. Excellent game. Thank you very much for coming on today.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry that some of those were a little tougher than I thought.
That's great.
Great question.
The crop was very, very helpful in play testing. I got.
They usually are.
Well,
Yes,
they're
I
much
got
smarter
some-
than us, too.
Yeah.
So they probably did better.
Dumber play testers. We've said it before. We'll say it again.
Well, and it's funny because you get playtest responses from 6 different people, and they all say, "Well, this is impossible, but this is easy." And then the next guy has it completely backwards.
Yeah.
Well, this is easy, and this is impossible. So,
And Mark,
anyway.
it was a blow-for-blow game, total bloodbath, and you're a great companion to Neal there. Thanks for the great game.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I'm going to hang my head in shame. I'm going to go back to the bench warmers. I'm missing all these sports questions. It's
No
terrible.
shame.
You know how that goes? Just it's 4
yes.
on 4, and someone just sneaks it into the net. In OT. That's just how it goes. So, or would you
Exactly.
prefer a three-pointer buzzer beater? I don't know what metaphor you want
What
here.
sports analogy?
Split the wickets.
What is that? Cricket?
That's a cricket reference.
2 strikes, 2 down. Don't put the fastball over the middle of the plate.
All right. Well, any final words from you, Mark?
No, a great game, Chris. Very well written. Thanks for having me on. That was a lot of fun, even though we got a lot of questions wrong. Neal, thank you for your gut, even though I talked you out of a couple at the beginning. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'd like to, just say thanks for a great game.
And thanks again to Chris for presenting this great game. Any final words from you besides your assessment of what this is on my back?
I'll send you the bill.
All right.
So anyway, hey, thank you guys very much for having me on. This is an absolute blast, and you guys are just a joy to work with. And hopefully, my name will come up in the rotation at some point. But keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, and we surely will, and or as best as we can, right, Neal?
As best as we can.
And we'll have you take a look at Neal's back too, and decide if that is in fact a tattoo or just a
Some sort of
some
papule.
sort of formation.
Scabies.
Yeah. And that'll do it for today. For my co-hosts Jeff, Neal, and Matt, I'm Ken, and that was Triviality.
As Ken and I did Geyer and Gimbal in the Wabe,
We do Geyer and Gimbal on occasion, but only on the weekends.
and only ever in the Wabe.
How slithy were those toves, just out of curiosity?
Jeff's toves are more slidey than mine.